Welcome to Tire Foam Gaming. This channel is all about creative builds, useful tips, and the occasional "what was I thinking" moment.
Why is that up there? Let's just go underneath it. I'm sure that's nice and safe.
Subscribe and let's see where this goes.
Man, I've got some blocking issues here. I gotta fix that. Welcome back to even more Satisfactory. So what I've decided to do is to go ahead and make my quartz, my silica back down at my Red Oxide area, Clearstream Logistics. I want to do that because I think that's the best place to make it. I'm definitely not making enough back home at Nebula Sanctum, so I'm gonna make a whole another factory just to make silica. I'm gonna use my central train rail here to deliver the silica all the way back to my place down here, all the way down here, Red Oxide. There's a one quartz node here, and I've got other nodes in here too, plus there's a big geyser thing right here, and there's a tunnel that goes through right here. So I'm gonna do a different little side rail just for one car to bring in this quartz. And this is that whole tunnel area. Goes through here and underneath this mountain and then all the way back to that quartz area. So this will be my quartz express all the way back to Red Oxide. It's gonna be a pretty nice little train ride through some of this stuff. And it comes right out here and then goes right over that way. Just made this little blueprint to help support what I'm gonna do here. I made it lower to the ground. My other ones are pretty tall, so I want it to be a little bit lower just so that I can fit the train through this tighter space in here. All right, now when I'm making these here, I'm gonna start at what I think is probably the highest point here in this tunnel and then just start making my way out towards this quartz node area. I'll probably have the station be somewhere right around in here, just to bring in some other coal and sulfur and stuff eventually too. And also I want to make sure I leave enough room for a factory to be out here, because I think I'm going to make the quartz into silica here and then just bring the silica back to Red Oxide, just so I don't need water to make silica, I don't think. So I'm going to make it here. So when I'm making these railways, I have to get one place to start, because if I connect this right here in the middle, which is where I do want it, and I try to bring it right to here, it's never gonna line up. So what I do to do this is insert another foundation, and then I'm going to run a little starter railway here, because I know that one's gonna go straight right in between these two. And then I can do the same thing up here. Since that one's running straight, it's not gonna run straight here. So then I can do another one of those, grab a railway, and then pop this in here. Now I've got two little railways coming out straight. Now I can connect these two together and they will be right in line here. I'm just having a little battle here with this guy because he's in my factory area. So we'll see if we can not die. I probably should just put this on peaceful mode. I just like building stuff, to be honest. And then we have these guys. Now if you crouch and walk up to them, it only takes 2 hits from the rebar gun to get rid of them. And if you crouch, they won't release their minions. Yeah, didn't crouch that time and they came up. So we'll get my... I still have this candy cane. It's a pretty decent little thing though. I'm sorry guys, I'm claiming this area as mine. I totally missed him. This is why I don't play first-person shooters. I think it'd be pretty neat to run my train station around this loop. So I think I'm gonna bring in this railway right up along here, make a little train station right in here, and then run a loop around to go back into the tunnel that way. So I have made a little bit of stuff here. I've got a straight line going all the way out. I think that looks pretty cool. Now I just want to make sure that my train car is actually gonna fit down underneath here, and that is sweet. just running out and then of this tunnel here, and then I go through this whole long straightaway into a platform, which I think is going to be big enough. I don't think I'm going to run around here after all. I'm going to stay within this platform area, and then I'll make this be an entrance and an exit to a train station platform in here. I got my intersection made. Basically just had enough space in here to bring these into one. So this is gonna go into this one trail, or this one railway going into this tunnel area. And when it comes back out, it's gonna go back into this area here, into this rail line. So this is really specific just for this train. I might be able to make it more universal going forward, but I don't really need to. And this one should just run through and continue on through. I've got my block set up here for this intersection. And then when it comes back, since I'm just bringing silica, it's going to come back down through here and intersect right into this railway and go that way. I'm going to test it, but I'm pretty sure I need a block for this exit too. This looks a little bit different because there's two and only one here for the railways. So I put that one in there and we're going to give it a go. Alright, so just testing this, I'm going to come into this block here. This is going to go to the right. So that should block. Okay, now this one should block. And now if I go check, this one should be active again. And yep, we are good to go. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and use the 4th freight car. So there is some coal down this way too. I could load up more coal on freight 3, and then freight 4 is what I could use for my silica or quartz. Probably silica. I'll probably process it down here. Alright, well, I've got my intersection all redone. What I'm going to do is have the train stop down here at that quartz area and coal first, and then continue back up all the way up to the Red Oxide Outpost and pick up the bauxite and the other coal that's up there, and then come back down this main track. Alright, so here is an issue. It's not going to be an issue long term, but what's happening here is I've got two trains and they're both blocked. So that train over there, my Red Oxide Express, is in the intersection. So that intersection is blocked and no trains will go into it, which means I can't go into it. What I should do is have a block up that way towards my train station for Red Oxide, the Red Oxide Outpost. That would allow that train to go up and stop at that train station, and then allow this train to come through and go through this block. Because right now everything is blocked. And you can see my other train, which is still called Greasy, is stuck down here at this block. All because that intersection is blocked up there and nothing can move through. So not a problem, because I'm just doing a test with that other train to see how this was working. But this is what happens if you don't have proper blocks and stuff set up. Alright, so this is basically what I've come up with. I've got these little constructor buildings here, and I'm going to put them all on top of my train station. And my quartz will come in through here, and then I'll lift all of the material up onto this side and feed it into each one of these. I have 6 constructors in each building, and I have a total of 6 buildings. So 6 times 6, I think it's 22 and a half, 810 per minute of silica. It's my first train station that's like, you know, kind of all encased. Everything else is still in the process of being completed. I think this will be kind of neat just to have it all together in one, with some trees and this kind of stuff around. Right, so I'm just doing some planning here. Back before, I only have 250 silica that's coming back in from the aluminum process back from here. So that only gives me enough to do 3.333, 3 1/3 foundries. The aluminum scrap that I'm making, I can use 10 foundries to consume all of this to make aluminum ingots. So I really need like 500 more silica in order to really use this whole thing and make it efficient. Now here, I have 480 available of raw quartz coming in from those 2 nodes. That means I can produce 800 silica with 21 1/3 constructors. So I definitely can produce enough. Yeah, so here in my little outpost here, I have 6 buildings on top of my train station that have 6 constructors each, so I have 36 constructors. All right, well, we are making silica. Let's go. So I've got all 36 of these constructors running, and we're just dumping out the silica. I'll have to do some balancing and other stuff to get it kind of figured out, but I know there's some stuff that's probably backed up a little bit, maybe. It looks like this one over here is actually not really going. So what do we got? This one was not getting enough quartz in. That makes sense because I am making more, or I'm able to make more than I'm actually making. So general train station with just all kinds of goodies going in. I'll finish this up here too and add some more depth to it. I think it's kind of cool that it just goes into one spot. I might even do like a gate into here. I think that'd be pretty neat. Start finally making aluminum ingots, and then I'll have to make a factory somewhere to make the other aluminum parts. Well, I'm coming along here on this design. I'm liking how it's shaping up. A few things left that I'll probably do. But one thing I'm noticing is my throughput with this train. So ignore that glitch, but I'm only doing 335 items per minute outgoing. And I need 500, and I'm making 800. So I might play around with doing 2 trains for this setup. So that'll mean I'm gonna have to make sure I manage this track better, because it'll stop down at the end of this train and wait for the other one to come back. And I think it'll still continue on. It'll just have to wait a while. So I might do a pathing thing and have a place for this to go back through this way, just to make sure that there's enough room for the train to come in here and get its stuff and then come back out. All right, I got a little issue here with my trains. So I've got a block at the exit here, and so that's why this one stopped. It's blocked still. At the entrance, if I can get in, nice and pretty tight fit. At the entrance, let's go through this way. I have a block there. So that train has not cleared that block yet. That one's still blocked, so this one's not coming in the station. It is clear and there's enough room. This train is just hovering here. So I think what I need to do is just put a block right here. And I think that will clear that one, and then that will open that one up. Now, will that be enough for this one to go? Let's see. Head back over this way. That one's in the station. Now this one is clear. All right, that'll work. Here's the last little bit. I've got the building pretty much squared away. Probably some more stuff yet to do, but that is my building for making silica and supplying for my aluminum production. And we are done. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like this video if you want to see more pretty cool stuff like this. Next up will be aluminum ingots. And I'm going to try, I think, to look for a pure aluminum ingot solution, because that would help with some of my water issues I'm having too. So stay tuned. Till next time. See ya. Okay, so I just unlocked the pure aluminum ingot, and that's a much better recipe than the regular aluminum ingot. No silica needed. So I'm making a lot of silica, I suppose. All right, so did some math. So here, my original calculations, I'll make 600 aluminum ingots with the aluminum scrap and silica recipe. I made enough silica now to be able to do this. Now, with a pure aluminum recipe, I don't need the silica, but I'm only going to get 450 aluminum ingots out of the 900 aluminum scrap that I was making. So I think I'll just stay with the one I already did. I'm already making the silica, so I might as well just keep it and just use it.